Hello photographers, today we're back in Photoshop. We're going to be learning about color correction. So far we've learned how to crop and fix tone, which is the amounts of darks and lights. Today is all about color corrections. Often color corrections are needed when you are taking photos indoors. Outdoor lighting, natural lighting tends to produce a truer natural color. You will sometimes have to color correct those, but more often it's the indoor shots that you're going to have to color correct, basically due to fluorescent lighting and artificial light. So let's go ahead and get started by opening up Photoshop if you don't already have it open. And we're going to open up two files today. Let's go to File, Open. We're going to navigate to My Digital Image Archive folder. So the first thing you have to do is over on the left-hand side, you need to find the courses drive. It should be somewhere close to your drive. In the courses, we're going to want to go in the art folder because this is an art class. And then we're going to go to Digital Image Archive. That's just a fancy word for meaning a collection of images. And from there, we're going to scroll down till we find the Still Life Miscellaneous folder. In here, there are two files that we're going to open. So remember, to open up multiple files that are not right next to each other, you have to hold down the control key. So the first file we're looking for is a file called letters. So I'm just going to scroll down. It's alphabetical. I'm going to get to the L's. Just way down. Or you can search if you want to, if you know how to search. Oh, here we go. Letters. So I'm going to click on that. Now I'm going to hold down the control key and I'm going to find the file called onions. Control, click, and open. Now it's going to open up both these files, but it's not going to look like both of them are open up. But if you notice, there's two tabs up at the top. We have our two files open. All right, we're going to start with this first file, which actually looks the worst, but it's actually going to be the easiest to fix because we're going to let the computer do the work for us. It's a very clear color cast. Even if you haven't had any training, I think we can all look at this and see, whoa, that's way too yellow-green. So we're going to fix this. Before we do that, we're going to fix our levels first. So you always fix your tone first. So we're going to go to Image, and we're just going to go to Auto Tone. We're going to let the computer do the work for us. All right? You're going to see that actually already removed some of the color cast. That's how bad the color cast is on this image. The next thing, we're going to run auto color. So we're going to go to Image and then Auto Color. Notice it's going to take off that yellow. Let's open up our history panel so we can see those changes. Let's go to Window, History if it's not already open. Mine is already open. So this is our history panel, which lets us go back in time. So if we need to undo some of our edits, so if I want to undo that color, I can go back here. I can even go back to the beginning. So notice this is where we started. And this is where we stopped. So go ahead, stop the video, attempt to run auto tone and auto color if you haven't already. All right, excellent. We're going to make sure we share this with me. So you're just going to click share with this. Actually, I take that back. We can't share yet because we haven't saved it. I apologize. Let's go to File, Save As. You're going to save this in your cloud, so in the Creative Cloud. We're going to put it in our Edited Photos folder. We're going to call it Letters and then put your name. Now let's go ahead and share that with me. So remember, you're going to click on the share button. You're going to type in my name and you're going to share it. Okay, so we've just done auto color. Easy correction. We're going to close that file. Now let's go on to this onion one. This one is a little bit more challenging. There still is a color cast, but we're going to run auto color first. We're going to see what that does, but then I'm going to show you why there's actually a better option and why this one is so challenging. So let's go ahead and go to Image, Auto Tone. Notice it's going to lighten it. It's going to lift our midtones. And then we're going to go to Image, Auto Color. Okay, notice it made it almost too brown or too gray. The reason this happened is because, let's go back to Auto Tone here. Because you're dealing with an image or an object that's filled the frame and it's all the same repeating color and it's a yellow onion, the computer doesn't know it's onions. It just sees that there's an awful lot of one color, which in this case is that yellow. So it's going to try to remove that yellow. We don't want to remove the yellow. The yellow is good. What's lacking here is that nice rich orange and brown color. So again, this is what the computer said to do. Notice it way grays it down. We don't want that. So go back, undo your auto color, and I'm going to show you how to manually change your color. Okay, so we're all back to our auto tone. We're going to go to image, but instead of going to auto color, let's go to adjustments, and we're going to go to color balance. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because you have to be able to identify what is the color imbalance. All of these control our basic colors. Cyan, which is a version of blue, red, magenta, which is a version of red, green, yellow, and blue. And if you are a painter, this is a little bit easier. To fix a color correction, you add the opposite. So if I know it's too much of one color, I can add that color. Or if I can tell that the color is lacking, I can add that color. So I can tell my reds are a little lacking. So I'm going to drag my red slider up. And then I'm going to check the before and after. So I'm just going to drag this up. Notice there's a little preview box. I'm going to turn this on and off. So this is before, this is after. I'm like, yep, I'm making it better. Before, after. I'm also going to play a little bit. I'm going to say, okay, it's a little green for me. So I'm going to go opposite. So I'm going to push up the magenta. It's just a teeny tiny smidge. Before, after. Before, after. If I feel like I still need a little bit more yellow, make it a little bit richer, I can push that yellow. So again, before, after. I think that's a lot better. So go ahead and click OK. Remember here, we're not trying to make it look fake. We're actually trying to make this look the most believable we can. We're just making the colors as rich and clear as we can. So we're going to go ahead and go to File, Save As on this one. In your cloud. We're going to call it Onions and then your first name. Click Save, and making sure it's in your edited photos folder. And then we're going to share that with me. Okay, so as a reminder, review. So we learned today auto color, and then we also learned color balance. Excellent job.